words, cowboys and ninjas.
Right.
You know, I mean, how does that make you feel? Does that
It makes you excited.
If that excites you, then you might very well really like this film.
And that's what excited me about it, except all that shit doesn't happen till the last 30 minutes of the film, really.
Right.
And I thought the wait was just way too long.
Yeah.
And especially when, there were some scenes that I thought, okay, that was kind of cool, but they weren't cool enough to make me just really go, wow, this is something I'd go and rent and see again, just because the action just blew me away. It didn't. I thought some of the action was just kind of lazy. I really didn't like that right when you think something is cool is about to happen, the camera pulls away to give you some art shot of it. And I didn't like the CG. There's a lot of CG in this movie, even with the ninja characters.
It's nonstop.
It's not. Yeah, the whole movie is pretty much CG, and that it really cheapened it for me. I mean, it really felt like I was watching something really low budget, that probably would have been seen, on a straight to DVD movie or something like one of those horror film festivals.
This felt to me like what people are raving about the trailers for Sucker Punch, and it looks exactly like that.
Oh no! Sucker Punch looks amazing.
Totally fake CG.
But
so does this.
No. That CG looks incredible. That CG looks like a painting. This looked like some really half-assed computer-generated effects.
Well, they both look like half-assed computer-generated effects to me. I'm sorry, they do. Well. They both look hyper-stylized, oversaturated. I mean, and completely obviously, like no one could look at either one of these films and say, I think that's
we
real.
haven't seen that film yet. We've only seen the trailer. Yeah, and I tell you what, when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay, that looks fucking badass. This, I was just like, oh man, did they just work? Did they only have like a week to work on this?
I
thought it looked terrible.
I think you're missing the point entirely.
Whatever point they had, I was distracted by the terrible CG. So it took me out of the movie.
It's like looking at a Van Gogh painting and saying, "Oh, that doesn't look like real life." It's like I'm not comparing this to a Van Gogh painting any more than saying is they weren't trying to make it look real. That wasn't ever the point.
Well, you know what? Next time they should, because
but you keep protesting about like, why do I have to throw this art in here? I just want to see blood. It's like,
it wasn't even
like art mixed
but it
with
wasn't
blood.
even good art though. That's the thing. It wasn't. I didn't think it was good art.
I thought
it really made me think like, wow, they must have hired somebody who was working for like $5 an hour or something to work on this film.
I thought it was indulging in super high camp. I'll give you that. I mean, to the nth degree, and that this guy is not even a film director or writer. He's a professor, apparently a well-known film professor who did this, submitted a script, and it got picked up. I mean,
well, he should stick to professoring.
I'm just saying, it's a mixture of a whole bunch of genres. I mean, one guy compared it with like a Peckinpah mixed with Fellini mixed with the Lone Wolf and
because you know what, I'm a fan of all those films, but this
You're not
is
a fan of Fellini.
This is I have a lot of I have Fellini in my collection.
Shut up!
Please don't tell anybody. But
you have that.
No,
you have that one sex one. That's what you got.
8.5, dude. But
that's not the sex one. You just think it is because you think it's a dick size.
I just said 8.5 because that's the only one I own. But but the thing is, like, I love all those films, but I mean, those films are just superior films.
Oh yeah.
This one is kind of just okay. I mean,
it's a big disorganized mess. I'm not going to disagree with you there, but I think to dismiss it entirely,
I'm not dismissing it entirely. No, because honestly, I heard a lot of bad things about this movie. Today, because I was just like, okay, because I was curious who directed it, and I was curious like where it actually came from, because I couldn't tell, because in those trailers they don't give you any idea. Like when I saw Jeffrey Rush on screen, I was like, what the hell? And when I saw Kate Bosworth, I was like, this is like an American cast. When did this happen? I thought I was going in to see like a Hong Kong film or something, and clearly it wasn't. But the whole time, like looking at Jeffrey Rush and looking at this film, I'm like, wow, what really drew you in here? Like, what are you doing somebody a favor? Because wow, dude, why are you in this?
Why are you even in this?
Why are you even bothering with this? Yeah,
I think it sounded probably like a lot of fun to these guys.
It probably did, and that's the thing. The idea of it sounds fun and really cool. I just thought the execution was just not great at all.
See, for me, it was. I enjoyed the execution, although admittedly the middle is much weaker than the bookends. I thought the beginning, right from the beginning, I was the opposite of you. I was like, all right, now this is how you do a fucking ninja film nowadays, and I was totally okay. I'm with this. This is going to be cool. And then it just slows down like crazy for like 40 minutes.
It does.
And you're
really
like,
does.
okay, and it turns into like a Jean Genet film, but not a good copy of
Not at all. No,
like
no,
an irritatingly quirky film that doesn't really get what it's doing. But then the end, I'm sorry, I thought it was fucking awesome. By the
Really?
end,
Wow.
I was approaching full price at points because I thought it was so cool.
serious?
There are moments of
Wow.
violence in this that are fucking-tacular in the way they use the art. There's a scene where the badass guy Yang is going down a hallway. He's just in a hotel room that he's just darkened with all these guys and a Gatling gun, and you're watching him kill these guys just by the light of the Gatling gun, watching the bullets go by him as he's dodging and killing people. And I thought that shit was fucking jaw-dropping, man.
Really?
And I thought there was
Wow.
a number of sequences in here.
See, you
that
telling
were
me about it right
equally
now.
gorgeous.
Yeah. See, you telling me about it right now is getting me so pumped. I want to go back and see it again because when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's cool. Too bad none of the other scenes before that were as interesting.
I thought they were.
Yeah.
I just think every time they go to violence, it works. When they're just talking, it's like, okay, this is just a collection of cliches that isn't that entertaining to watch put together. And it's the seams start showing too. Obviously, then, but like I said, when they're killing, there's blood flying. You may not have liked the way they chose to have art in it, but it worked for me. And there's there's well done CG blood. And there's bad CG blood, and I thought in here more often than not it was well done. CG blood.
Wow, okay, because now you're blowing my mind away. Because all I thought every time I saw that CG blood splatter was just like, wow. All I thought is you, Cyrus. Okay, he's probably fuming right now. Wherever he is right now watching this movie, he's probably fuming. He's probably throwing his fucking Coke. He's probably stabbing a guy right next to him just to remember what real fucking blood looks like for once. Because yeah, watching this, I was just like. Wow, they're not even trying with this blood. I mean, it looks cartoonish and it looked way worse in this movie than it did in Ninja Assassin.
I didn't think so at all. I could not disagree with you more.
Whoa.
Ninja Assassin, it looked like, I mean, there was no sense of any sort of like a balance to anything. Like all blood looked exactly the same, regardless if it was pooling or spraying or anything.
They were doing some video game shit with that movie. I give you that.
And I think there was no comparison. I think this was so much better done here. It reminded me of Lone Wolf and Cub and that kind of blood, the way they did it in there. It really did with those crazy arterial sprays and all that sort of stuff. I love that shit.
Wow.
Because when you're going to do this kind of thing, then it should be just that insane gushers of blood like that, but within reason. Like Spartacus, too far.
Are you talking about the new Spartacus?
The new series.
The new series.
Too much.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be actually a fire hose. There shouldn't be like the great weight tidal wave coming in of blood.
I guess I didn't feel the weight of any of the killings. I mean, like I said, everything was CG and it was. I had the same feeling when I saw those fucking robots get killed in the Phantom Menace, where I was like, yeah, a lot of robots falling over, but I don't care.
Well, no, there is no emotional attachment here at all. It's not the least because, like I said, none of the characters are really that interesting. I mean, the guy who plays Jang Dong-gun is, I mean, he's fascinating to watch. He's got almost like Asian Clint Eastwood type of charisma to him.
He does.
Goes, wow, you should do some like a role like this, but more serious, maybe.
He's that Asian guy in the white suit where everyone else is fighting. He's just standing by himself because you're waiting for him to do something really fucking crazy and badass. You're just sitting there and you're waiting and like, oh shit,
get the grunts out of the way.
Somebody's gonna accidentally punch him, and then that it's over. It's over.
This game on.
Yeah, exactly.
But you've got Kate Bosworth, who is normally a decent enough actress. I don't think she's worthy of this A-list status she seems to have, but here she's doing like the worst, chunkiest Annie Oakley impression. It's just fucking lame.
Which I was like, okay, I can understand like maybe like an Asian director trying to direct American actors, and in this movie it obviously didn't work. It really, I was actually surprised that was Kate Bosworth acting, because I was like, at the beginning when she's introduced, she's doing the cartooniest Western drawl you can imagine. I'm like, this is Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
This is that chick that was in Superman Returns.
And Danny Houston, who's like, evil. I'm so evil.
Yeah.
I want to rape your horses.
I want to rape everything that moves.
And he actually has like a Western version of a Phantom of the Opera mascot, because he's so horrible. He's so evil that his like half his face is all burned.
Oh, okay. So. I thought he just wanted to put it on because he was embarrassed about being in the movie halfway through it. He's like, like, you know what? This is pretty terrible. Can I wear something cool?
I mean, this is a silly superhero movie that if it wasn't for the trappings around it, that it would have been absolute garbage. And it's those trappings that make it enjoyable for me. And I know that like it's a matter of taste, and I can't blame anybody for feeling the way that you do. I really can't. But for me, and with where I come with my background and this sort of thing, I thought it was pretty entertaining. I'm gonna, you know, it's nothing to run out and see, but it's a low matinee.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give it a rental because I mean, I didn't hate it. I thought they could have done a lot more with the relationship between the baby and the main character, which I was waiting for that to happen, but they really don't. The baby's there just to be cute, honestly, throughout the whole movie.
Well, he's a plot device.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, she is a plot device. Yeah. But with a movie like this, I was expecting something a little bit more. And maybe that was my problem. I was hoping that the fight scenes would be just more, just like heart pounding in your face, like, you know, Azumi style, just fucking crazy. Just because, like in the trailer, you see ninjas jumping. It looks like a split second of Ninja Scroll, but the way they executed, I wasn't too crazy about. I mean, I wanted this movie to be badass. I mean, like you said, when you mentioned ninjas and cowboys, you're like, okay, it's fucking on. But when I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna wait for somebody else to come along, take this same plot, and do a better job with it.
I don't know, man, but like just a simple moment when clowns are shooting ninjas and cowboys. I mean, that right there is worth the price of admission.
If they had one sole clown like doing it, but you know that was probably like the funniest part when the clowns were shooting and then they got scared like whoa, 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 whoa. As soon as they ran out of bullets, as soon as they realized what they were doing, they're like, "What am I doing? I'm a fucking clown, not a killer." And you know, seeing them run, I was laughing my ass off.
Get back in the TARDIS car.
And I was like, somebody needs to make a movie about that fucking Killer the Clown right over there. You know?
Yeah, I would like to follow one of their stories after this film. We're like, that's the style movie, fine, but let's make it about a badass clown.
That'll be the sequel, The Clown's Way.
What's Bobcat Goldthwart doing?
Oh God, we need to start this film right now.
Welcome to the eighth wonder of the world.
You're gonna fit right in with the rest of us outcasts.
I knew what you was from the get-go. I can smell the blood.
I must go, or you will all be in danger.
Fellas like you and me, we don't run. Ninjas.